Yeah.
So where are we heading?
We're going to H. Gregg, a car dealership, to look at a Corvette for me to trade in my Camaro that we're currently driving. So I bought this car 6 months ago as a replacement of my old Camaro. I was more like a built street car, like I'm a big car person. So I sold my other Camaro basically to fund the house that we bought, and I bought this not too long after, and it's a dud. So I'm probably gonna do it.
It's not a dud. It's just not.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Curtis likes race cars, and it's not a race car. It's more like a.
It's a good car.
Like a cruiser.
Like, it's a good car, but it's not, for it to be what I want it to be, it would require me to put probably $10,000 into it, that I still don't really like the car that much. So it's like, no point in me dropping 10 grand into a car for me not to really even like the car. So, I don't want to spend any more money. I don't want to shell out a bunch of money to buy a car, so I'm trying to do almost like an even trade-in, because I don't owe a ton on my car. I'm not upside down in it, but it's not paid off. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna go. It's a bright canary yellow 2010 Grand Sport, 6-speed manual. It's a beautiful car. So we're gonna see how everything goes, and if maybe I can go home in it today, if everything works out.
So stay tuned. We'll let you know what happens. Maybe we're getting rid of this 2015 Camaro and trading it in for a 2010 canary yellow Corvette.
On the Eckstraordinary website, it says right there in plain black and white ink, ready for delivery. Ready for delivery. Called 3 times and put with 3 different salespeople. The first time they're like, oh yeah, come on in, we'll look at your car, we'll let you do a test drive, the car's ready. Then they say, oh no, it's in the shop. Then they say, oh no, it's ready again. I say, alright, cool. Is there any other Corvettes that are available for me to look at? And I get told no. I see a black soft top right there. I see a C506 over here. So clearly they don't want to sell cars.
Salty party of one. It's been hit in the front. Yeah, I see. That's why it's only 18. Alright, so we are back in the car.
I'm supposed to rant about how they misled me?
Curtis feels like he got.
Well, they didn't get me, because I'm not driving away in a lemon, nor would I waste 3 hours of my time. But I am frustrated.
I mean, I get being frustrated. I do get being frustrated. But, I mean, maybe it just means it's not meant to be. Curtis doesn't like that response. He, had a little bit of a car addiction. He probably has owned as many cars in his life that I've owned purses. So
I've owned more cars than I am years old.
More cars than he is years old. That tells you something right there. There you go. Alright. This is how we let out pent-up aggression.
But maybe because like the whole coronavirus thing, that's when no one's getting back to me. Maybe they're short-staffed. Maybe there's nobody in there.
Definitely not the case. We walked in there was like 20 people standing around.
Literally 25 salespeople standing there with their freaking thumbs up their ass, not knowing what to do. They knew how to look at Sarah though, they really did that.
Yeah, that was a little awkward. We were like the only people in there, so.
We don't know what it's in the shop for, we're not allowed to even look at it. I think she's right, probably better just to pass up on this one.
Not meant to be, but we can keep looking.
On to the next one.
On to The first time did not work out, as you guys saw. So this is, what, about a week later?
Yeah, this is about a week later. The first place we went to look at the Corvette was a bust. It was in the shop for an unknown repair. Sounds like a POS. So today we are going to Mullinax Ford in New Smyrna Beach. And that is right, I said Ford. So anybody who's known me for any amount of time knows I have not been a fan of the Mustang since I was 16 years old. I have not.
He's never owned anything other than a Camaro.
I've had 5 Camaros since I was 16. I've bought them, I've sold them, I've raced them, I've loved them. But this one I just bought recently, I've really just not fallen in love with. And it's leaves a lot on the table. It has a great motor and a great transmission, but the rest of it sucks. So right now, amid the whole coronavirus crisis, Ford Motor Company, if you don't know, is running a fantastic financing deal that's 0 for 84. So I'm really excited about that, and I think it's a good opportunity to get out of this vehicle and get into a brand new car. So I'm going to look at a Mustang GT. It's a 5.0, it's a 6-speed manual. It might be really good. I'll actually end up saving money every month for a brand new car. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to take you along for the ride, and I might become a Ford Mustang owner / Ford owner for the first time in my life, but that is saying a lot.
Ever since I've known Curtis, he's literally hated on Mustangs.
I've been anti-Mustang for years. If I had $1 for every time I made a Ford joke, I would not have to work anymore. So I'm really going back on my word for years here, but I don't know what to think about it because it's just really weird for me. But I've heard amazing reviews about these cars. I've driven them a couple times. I've never driven a manual one, so I will today. And we just might have a new toy in the driveway.
We're gonna see.
Hello. Alright guys, so we are in the 2019 5.0, and first impressions, I gotta say, it is it's a nice car. I like it. It drives really nice. It's a lot quieter, at least on the road noise, than my Camaro is. Shifts nice. The clutch pedal is almost non-existent. I mean, it's like it's not even there. I've never felt the clutch so light. These do have a dual clutch. I'm sorry, a twin disc clutch. So that is usually a little bit lighter clutch feel, but it's pretty sweet. I kind of like it, I gotta say.
You like a Ford product better than a Camaro? Oh my God. Who is he?
I don't know.
Give me something.
Give me something.
Oh, give me more than that. Oh, okay. Curtis did a thing. And
I could not be happier. It's pretty. The color is fantastic.
color is gorgeous.
In stock form, it puts my other car to shame. So hop in for a ride, and I will tell you why I bought this. My first Ford product out of 24 vehicles that I've owned.
24 people. 24. So, Mr. Young, talk to me.
All right. So, what do you want to hear?
The fact that you bought a Mustang GT
After I've had 5 Camaros
took a lot of shiz.
about my entire life. Okay, this is why. We're going to start with the Camaro. The 5th gen Camaro is a nice car. It's visually appealing depending on the angle you look at it. Really just from the back. I think from the front they look kind of doofy. But then inside they were lackluster. Like the interior was nice, don't get me wrong. Like the leather seating was nice. The way the heads up display worked was nice. The center console area was nice, but that's where it stopped. The tech was terrible. Terrible.
That's accurate.
It was not user-friendly at all. Half the time it didn't work. You never could figure out how to get back to the home screen. Every time you got in, you had to go through the menu to get to reconnect your phone. And then you couldn't see shit out of it. You couldn't see anything. You couldn't see anything out of the back. Couldn't see anything out of the side. Couldn't see anything out of the front. And it just was annoying to drive. Now, I like manual vehicles. All my sports cars are always manual. Real car people say, oh, automatics are faster in a straight line, which they are. But I like driving manual vehicles. The clutch was atrocious. It made the TR6060 that was in it just not perform how it should. It was inconsistent. It didn't engage the same place every time. It was terrible. I hated it from the day I bought the car, and I should have known that was a red flag there. And then also, for what I was paying, I wasn't getting the performance that I wanted. I would have had to dump another $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 in the car to make it do what I wanted it to do, which is just in a $27,000 vehicle. It just didn't make any sense to me, because I just really wasn't happy with the overall vehicle. It just wasn't doing it for me. So I decided, when the whole coronavirus thing came to a head and all these manufacturers like, oh, we're doing this deal and that deal and this financing and that financing, they're dropping prices, I'm like, I think now might be the time to act. So I looked at other Chevy dealerships, and I will say multiple in the area just let me down as to what I needed at this point in time. Like, I was looking for a dealership that would work with me over text, because the world was burning and my job was burning, and I didn't have time to go to a dealer right away and then talk numbers. So the only one that really entertained me was Mullinax Ford, where I just bought from, and they were great along the whole way. But I looked at the Mustang over a new Camaro or a Chrysler product like a Dodge Charger or Challenger. The Charger and Challenger, they're nice cars. I drove the Charger as a daily for a while. RT is a fun car, but I wouldn't buy one. But the Mustang, the 5.0, the motor is fantastic. From everything I've read, everything I've seen, a lot of people do simple modifications and are pushing almost 500 to the wheel, which is big power if you know what I'm talking about, especially for an NA car. Second is the clutch setup. These come stock with a twin disc clutch, which is, they're easy to use. They usually have a light pedal feel, and they take a lot of power because there's a lot of friction surface. I had one in my old red Camaro. If anybody who knows me knows my red Camaro I had before this. And then also it is a manual, 6-speed manual, and it's the improved MT82, which just came in the new Fords, which I love. And then lastly, the rear end has the same type of differential that was in my red Camaro and gear-driven Apache traction. And one thing I hated about my old Camaro was it was so inconsistent. Couldn't do a burnout to save its life. Couldn't go sideways around a corner to save its life. And then when it launched, it just didn't launch consistently. The wheel hopped like crazy. It was a sloppy.
This is the car that we just sold that he's talking about.
This is, yeah, the car that I just sold. And this, from what I've experienced so far, just has none of that. Like, on the test drive, I went and did a burnout in someone's neighborhood, and it just did it instantly. The throttle response is there. Like, the tunability is there. It's there. And then not to mention, it's so much more comfortable. The seats are comfortable. Yeah. I can actually see out of it. I can see out the front. I can see out the back. I can see out the sides.
Overall, it's just a better experience.
It's just a nicer experience to drive the car. And even though it doesn't have a 10-inch display up front, which I really could care less, like, don't drive the cars to look at a display. It's got active rev matching when I go to downshift. You know, it's got stuff like a 0 to 60 timer. It's got line lock built in. Like, that's awesome. These are all things that I would have had to pay to have my own car, and then on top of the payment. And not to mention, I got a brand new car with 67 miles on it, and my payment went down.
So overall, it sounds like you're winning.
Sounds like a winning deal. You will see this in videos. I will be doing modifications.
Some modifications coming very soon.
Very soon. But yeah, I couldn't be happier. 68 miles.
You're hyped?
Yeah, I'm hyped. Like,
yeah.
I own a Mustang, which seems weird, but this thing is gonna look so sick.
It's gonna look really good. Well, let the record show, Curtis doesn't need hype music. He just needs a new car to get hyped. later today, what are we doing?
I'm gonna teach Sarah how to drive it.
I will be learning how to drive this car later today. Brand new off the lot.